Good morning and welcome here to the Remuera Bowling Club in Auckland for finals day of the Auckland Champion Triples. Thank you to Hunter Bowls, sponsor. It was Hunter Bowls, New Zealand's largest bowl shop, home of Taylor Bowls, the most famous brand of bowls. And please, you can go to the Taylor's website, www.hunterbowls.co.nz. This morning we'll be featuring the women's semi-final match that's between the Royal Oak combination of Rima Strickland, Janine Young and Andrea Wilson. And they're up against the Balmoral side with Chelsea Sudens as the skip, Lisa Farley and Tessa Farley leading. And in the other semi-final, we've got the Karen Hema skip side. Remember Hema last week winning the Auckland Champion pairs. We've got the Karen Hema skip side up against the St Heliers side, the Catherine Bean side. And we'll bring you updates of that throughout the morning. Now at 11:30 or around about 11:30, we will also bring you as well the men's triples, the semi-final of the men's triples, which will be played here today. So our coverage here today will be the semi-final of the women's triples, the final of the women's triples, and then the last game of the day will be the final of the men's triples. So in 2 is just, the skips are just about to change over as in 2 of 18 in this champion event, the Farley combination out of the Balmoral Club, and the Rima Strickland side, of course, out of the Royal Oak Club, formerly that of Onehunga, and now playing with the merger of Hillsborough and Onehunga, rightly forming the new name of Royal Oak, and a very competitive club. And with me today, also I've got Tamara, the brains behind the whole, bringing all of this coverage, and Mike Nate also with me as well, sitting alongside us, another of the expert technology man who we've got here with us. And the first end's gone, and if I'm not incorrect, it was Balmoral who scored a 6. I'll just check that because we're on end 2, as I say, and it's correct. It is 6-1 to the Balmoral side. What a big end to start with. Of course, we were setting up when that was on. So, see Rima Strickland going to the deep on the rink. Obviously, it is Royal Oak who are holding shot after dropping a 6 on the very first end, as we see now Tessa Farley. Of course, Tessa and Lisa Farley, not only known for their lawn bowls prowess, but also that of curling as well, where they're certainly very well known in the curling world, and very, very well performed bowlers in the Auckland area. Now also going on here at Remuera as well, as I look out to my right in front of me, is the 1 to 5, or the juniors. I don't know how you want to term it, but we'll say the 1 to 5s. That's they're underway. Their post-section play is underway here as well, as we see the Royal Oak lead. Andrea Wilson deliver the jack, and we'll just see what happened on that. Someone had changed that scoreboard. Obviously, it was Royal Oak that scored. So here is Andrea Wilson, and there's a 1 to the Royal Oak side, trailing now 6-1 after 2 ends, as we see Andrea Wilson. Good opening bowl coming down towards the jack's going to sit literally jack level, the tealy coloured bowls, and we have Tessa Farley on a good line. Is going to hold up long enough to the jack, just going to go by, does so. Sits slightly jack low, but certainly handy enough. On the backhand is that of Andrea Wilson. the Royal Oak lead, playing her second bowl. Just obscured a bit. Looked, must have been out on the wide side. Can't see it coming to vision at all. So here is Farley on her backhand with her second bowl. 2 bowl triples, of course, with the first bowl. Oh, going quickly at the jack, and we'll get a slice on the jack, move it out to the side, moved it about half a metre. Janine Young now with her first bowl. On this, the third end. Play on her backhand. I just want to check this playing order of the Balmoral side. So I just hear the skip calling the name Linda. So you see the skip for the Balmoral side, Claire Simmons, saying to Lisa Farley, she's on the forehand. That was short. The skips change over. On this, the third end. I'll just getting myself familiar with all of this, because there's been just a change of playing positions with the Balmoral side. So, Rima Strickland, very well performed player. Playing down, going deep on the rink. Might get a touch on the bowl of Janine Young's on the way through. Goes right to the deepest on the rink. So we'll see. Now, here's Suddens on her forehand. Of course, adverse weather in the Auckland area yesterday meant a change of venue to the Remuera, to moving indoors at Remuera. It's the covered roof here, makes it an all-weather surface. By goodness, that's happening all around the place at the moment. I see yesterday, for example, in Queensland, the Queensland State men's singles and women's singles, that all had to be brought indoor as well, as the rain continued to pelt down on the Gold Coast, which they've had a lot of lately, and moving from the post-section play, moving from the outdoors into various indoor complexes around the Gold Coast. So here is Claire Suddens now, again on her forehand, looks to be under the line. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it is going to be under the line, well under the Janine, and it was one to Balmoral. So there we are, after 3 ends. It is 7-1. 7-1 to the Balmoral combination. So Jack's been delivered by Tessa Farley. So it's Farley on her forehand, playing down towards the road end here at, playing up towards the clubhouse end here at Remuera. Just comes in low of the jack. And the Royal Oak lead trying to get inside that. Good attempt, just going to come up low of the jack as the lead bowl of Andrea Wilson. Farley, of course, the Farley sisters very, very well performed combinations here in the Auckland area. And going in behind the jack, another good bowl from Tessa Farley. So Royal Oak lead trying now to, looks as though needing more green, and it does. You can see that just slide completely away. The bowl of Andrea Wilson. Of course, Rima Strickland, the skip of the Royal Oak side, very, very accomplished player, winner of a number of Auckland titles. So here's this bowler Linda Farley. That too is way under the line, and the importance is got to get back to that, up towards the jack, get towards that centre line. Here's Janine Young now on her forehand. After a good opening bowl from Tessa Farley. Young needs a bit of luck here. Going to get to the front bowl of her leads. Does so. As it pushed it too far, may not have, might have made shot of the bowl of Andrea Wilson. Ran right into the bowl. Pushed it in behind the head, but I noticed the two bowls of Linda Farley and Janine Young's are quite similar in their colouring. And again, going back on that hands, hasn't got the weight to get all the way down. Two short bowls there from Linda Farley, the Balmoral number 2, Rima Strickland, the skip for the Royal Oak combination, just looking to where to play. So Janine Young pondering on the mat. There's a lot of short bowls in front there. 7-1 Balmoral leading after 3 ends. So here is Janine Young on her forehand. And of course, my thanks to Tamara and Mike, who are doing all the work and bringing this coverage together. There's a good attempt from Janine Young. May not come all the way back. It won't come back, but certainly was on the right line. Just more than likely a metre of weight. And it's interesting here as well is I note that playing in the other semi-final, the St Helier side, Kempthorne, Curran and Bean combination. That's the side of Catherine Bean, Sue Curran and Paula Kempthorne. They, in fact, were the winners of these champion triples back in 2019, 2020. And they're playing the side right now of Karen Hema, Lisa Bordeaux and Linda Ralph. Linda Ralph earlier winning the champion singles, and Karen Hema and Lisa Bordeaux winning the champion pairs. So two very strong combinations in that other semi-final of the triples. As I watch, going to get all the way is Claire Suddenness. No, just going to fall at a metre short. And the difficulty for Rima Strickland is trying to get around the very short bowl, the speckledy white and navy blue speckled bowl of Strickland. Of course, played a number of games or a number of years in the Auckland representative side. He's got the bowl out and around that bowl. It needs to be there. Of course, needs to have that weight. Very difficult to get that line down through there with the very, very short bowl about 6 to 8 feet out from the jack. So we see Linda Farley indicating to Claire Suddenness where to play on that track on her backhand. leading 7-1 is the Balmoral side after 3 of 18 ends. Good attempt here. Is going to get back all the way? No, it won't. So can now Rima Strickland get round that very front orange bowl and draw another bolt into the head. Holding one is the Royal Oak. We'll just see the body language there of Rima Strickland didn't expound a whole lot of confidence, and more than likely had pretty good weight, but just trying to get all the way back. And it is the Royal Oak bowl that was shot, the bowl that got that Janine Young knocked into the head. So it's 7-2 now. 7-2 after 4 of the 18 ends. So Andrea Wilson, she'll deliver the jack. And you might have heard through that. So yeah, mics that are around the place starting to warm up now, because this Remuera indoor complex does tend to carry a tinge of coldness with it. Certainly always has a nip. So here is Andrea Wilson on the backhand, playing a 3/4 length head. This is the 15. Good opening bowl here. Rima Strickland applauding the bowl of her lead. Andrea Wilson, Tessa Farley now quickly into her work. Will follow that up on the backhand. Also on a good line, just not question that weight on this shorter length, going to go by a couple of metres. So here's the chance for the Royal Oak side, Andrea Wilson, to give a good start to the end for their side, trailing 7-2. Certainly got the ball out on a wider arc, but coming back now to the centre lines. It got the weight to get all the way back. No, it won't. Certainly had the line, just missed that metre of weight. Claire Sutton is saying to her lead to Tessa Farley, you can play it, change your hand on that forehand that she's doing. Looks out on the wider side. How far will it come back? We'll get back to the centre line. And this is a good attempt from the number 2 Balmoral lead. Just finishes just high the jack. Janine Young now, now I can see the difference in the bowls. The orange bowl, the Balmoral bowls are the orange bowl with a black speckled stripe going through the middle. So that's how we will be able to pick up the difference of those two bowls. So here is Janine Young with her first bowl out on that wider side. Needs to be inside the bowl, that jack level bowl. That's over their head. It's a good 1.5 metres over the head, and that's fine. So Linda Farley, I'm sure, will come down on that forehand side. And there you can see that black strip on the bowl. And that's going to be Gracely under the line. So here's the chance now for Janine Young to get another bolt, a counting bolt in on the head. Of course, all of these sides have participated here starting yesterday. They won their respective won their respective club championships to make their way through to this champion series. And Janine Young needs to drop under that bowl. Will do so, and will more than likely now make 2 of it. So the Linda Farley obviously happier on that backhand than she was on that forehand. And there on the backhand is the number 2 for Balmoral, 2 down on the head. And it's a pretty good attempt, very good attempt in fact, and got onto the front bowl, got onto the shot bowl. And having a look of who's got shot, just no indication. It looks on the angle of the camera that it could be still the blue bowl of Andrea Wilson, which is shot. Is there it is there. You can see it just slightly lower the jack, but definitely is shot, is the Royal Oak bowl. I'll look out here on the 1 to 5 players are playing out in front of us here on the carpet green, the outdoor carpet green here at Remuera, and the sun coming through, temperature lifting. So on the back end is Remus Strickland with those very, well, you notice you have no problem recognising those bowls. On a good line here is the Strickland bowl, needs to get clean underneath. If it could get underneath to the jack would be fine. You're going to slip by, is it going to sit? Not quite, might need a couple of rolls. Got the distinctive Silver Fern sitting very dominant on the bowls. That'll be followed it clear. Suddenness, she'll follow that backhand line up. She'll follow up the Remus Strickland bowl clear. It's on a pretty good line, this bowl. How far is this bowl going to come back? It's working its way back there. It's going to get the front bowl and might roll itself in for shot. Think it does. Well played by the Balmoral skip. Having a look over the head is Janine Young. So her best, yeah, that's it. Janine Young calling there. You can play attacking weight through that bowl. On the forehand, can that Remus Strickland get a split on the bowls? So it's on its way on the forehand. It's got plenty of weight. It's going to hold up long enough. Needs to hold up another couple of... It does so. But it just, in fact, got onto the bowl of Linda Farley's. You'll see the black stripe on that bowl over the top. Got onto that bowl of Linda Farley's. And unfortunate there. It was one roll away from getting the perfect result. So here now is clear suddenness on her backhand. From our angle, it looked like 1 to Balmoral as we come to the end of the 15, and that's going to, well, it might sit inside the Strickland bowl and sit on it. No, it doesn't, just slides by. And the one, the call was 1. I just want to confirm that it was 1 to Balmoral. It was. I see Tessa Farley going back and getting the mat. So it was a 1 after that very good bowl played by Claire Suddenness, who got some contact. And what we will do at some point as well, we'll get a runner to go out and we'll get an update on the other semi-final, that between Karen Hema, Lisa Bordeaux, Linda Ralph of the Carlton Cornwall Club, up against the St Heliers combination of Catherine Bean, Sue Curran and Paula Kempthorne. Thanks, of course, to Hunter Bowls, the sponsors of Auckland Bowls. Hunter Bowls, New Zealand largest bowl shop, of course, home of Taylor Bowls, New Zealand. And go to their website, www.hunterbowls.co.nz, and you'll see everything that is on offering from Taylor Bowls in the Taylor Bowls range, stocked by Hunter Bowls at the Ellerslie Bowling Clubs. You see this bowl of Andrew Wilson, that's going to skip under the head. Of course, the winners of these respective events, they then go forward to the Bowls New Zealand Champion of Champion finals, and that of the triples will be played at the one. Another good bowl here, another good bowl from Tessa Farley, proving that she is really a very strong player, very good lead. And the winner of this event, both the men and the women's, will be playing down at 9A at their indoor complex on the 15th to 17th of July in the New Zealand final. And a great bowl here from Andrea Wilson, dragged the jack, got through that around the front bowl, got onto the jack, moved it through the port, now sits with shot just in behind the jack, and her first bowl that of sitting jack level. So of course the national finals are played all around the country during the month of July, and we'll be bringing you all of those events from around the country. The 1st to 3rd of July is the singles from Hastings at the Bowls Hastings complex. We then, on the 8th to 10th of July, move to Dunedin, where the pairs will be played. Then the 15th to 17th of July, we will be at the 9i Bowling Club for the triples. And then the 22-24 July, we will be back at Hastings for the Champion of Champion fours final. So here's Janine Young on the mat. Holding the shot. Needs to get under this bowl's going to. Might get a drag on the jack head. Doesn't want to move it too far. Does so. Had a yard of weight on the way through to the bowl of Janine Young's. Just got hold of the jack, moved it back to where the bowl of Tessa Farley bowl was sitting. This bowl of Linda Farley's, it's not going to do anything. So Rima Strickland indicating to her number 2, Janine Young, play up on this backhand with weight, try and either sit the bowl or trail the jack on that backhand side. So here is Janine Young, just got a flick of the hand at the point of delivery. It's going to affect that green on the way through. And you hear Rima Strickland getting it to turn. Going to get the jack. Great attempt from Janine Young, trying to just get that touch on the jack. There's the orange bowl sitting out from the jack. Well, that, of course, is the first bowl of Janine Young's. And any trail to there, of course, is in the counting area for the Royal Oak side. So, onto the mat as we play the skips, as we see clear suddenness holding the shot, leading 8-2 on this, the 50 end of this Auckland Bowls Women's Champion triple semi-final. And how far is this bowl going to come all the way? It's going to come back with enough weight. Looks on a good line to get down to the jack. Going to sit on the shot bowl and will most likely, I would say, make two shots of it. And the only shot on for Rima Strickland is down on that backhand side, trying to get to the drawing shot to get to those front bowls. Looks to be tight on the line and is going to be, you can see it under the head. Just slides away. Good chance here for clear suddenness to draw up another shot on the backhand. Score a 3 or hold a 3 before really putting that pressure on Rima Strickland, the skip of the Royal Oak side, on its way. Certainly out a lot wider with this her second bowl. And won't come all the way back. So it's not a bad line actually for Strickland. So if she plays down through there and under that bowl, get down to the jack, trail the jack, can certainly make 3 of it. It's on its way on the backhand in a very colourful Royal Oak shirt. Again, this looks desperately under the line, badly under the line. In fact, need to get a slide, and a lucky one at that it would have to be. Not going to do anything. Is that the bowl of Rima Strickland? I thought it was 2. We'll just check. We'll see the board change in a moment. It was 2, I think I heard through that microphone. But we'll just check it in about a moment as we finish in 6 of 18. Full-length head being delivered there by Tessa Farley right down to the 2 metre mark. And it was a 2. 10-2. There's a 2, 10-2 to the Balmoral side. Very strong start from the Balmoral combination. I'm just trying to see through the scoreboard here, through the windows. Linda Relford just obscuring the scoreboard for the Carlton St Heliers game. I know they've played 4 ends. Will definitely be a slower game than what the game is that we've got in front of us. So the first bolt of Tessa Farley's Andrea Wilson, very short as we see the Farley bowl, the Tessa Farley bowl, first bowl just in behind the jack. This is another good bowl from the Balmoral lead. And it's so important in these 2 bowl triples that your lead gets you away to a good start. And I think in the Carlton St Heliers game, I just see the scoreboard being changed. There's 5 ends gone, and I see that Carlton Cornwall have the mat, and the scoreboard just changing. I can see it through the boards here, and it looks like 8-3 after 5 to Carlton over St Heliers, but we'll get that checked. I want to put you wrong on that. So here is Linda Farley on her backhand, leading 8-3 is the Balmoral side. And that's way under the head. So Janine Young now will fire that bolt on her backhand, endeavouring to draw just underneath that of the Tessa Farley bolt. It's on a pretty good line, this bowl of Janine Young's. Just has the weight though. Young has played right throughout so far. The 6 ends so far tends to have played with a yard of weight on most of her draw shots, which is fine to be over the head, but when you're down, I'm sure Rima Strickland would like a couple of poles on the jack. So Linda Farley. Say the Farley bowl just not quite going to make it all the way down to the jack. I'm sure the Royal Oak side would certainly like to start scoring on a few ends, but what's happening, of course, Tessa Farley, the lead, is getting things underway for them. Well, here's a good bowler, Janine Young's coming down to the jack, gets a touch on it. Just sits by the jack, sits jack high in behind it. Rima Strickland applying the chalk onto the bowl. That'll be the shot bowl as the skips change over as we play end 7 of 18. And you can see the orange bowl there of Janine Young's, which is definitely the shot. And that bowl, it's a good opening, good start here for the Royal Oak side, who really want to get a few scoring ends together. Clear suddenness coming to the mat. The Balmoral skip going to her forehand. And of course, we were to play these finals at the Auckland Bowling Club, but adverse weather yesterday put paid to that. My apologies. And it is Chelsea. My apologies. I got very, very confused this Balmoral side this morning. Got a bit mixed up. 10-2, Balmoral leading. Rima Strickland now. Trying to get a bowl on the other side of their heads. They've got the weight to get all the way down. This bowl of Strickland's needs to get past. Good attempt. So Chelsea, Sutton is the skip, who was Chelsea Farley. I've got it. This is the Farley trifecta in reality. So Chelsea now on the mat, on the backhand. My apologies for that confusion. Playing with weight, we're going to be under the head, going to go by, not going to get anything here. Imperative here now for Rima Strickland to try and just improve by a couple of rolls. 2 and a measure's the call. So good opportunity here for the Royal Oak combination. Get another bowl past the front bowl of Rima Strickland. Would definitely make 3 and a measure. It's out on that wider side, breaking down towards the head now. Has it got the weight to get down far enough? No, it won't. There's definitely 2, and there's the measure for the 3rd. They'll take those. See Tessa take out those first 2 bowls. Just look like. Out comes the measure. And because our camera angle on the head, what it actually may look like can in fact be different when you get right down on top of the head. So there is, and going to the orange bowl of checking the other bowl out to the side as well. There's the Strickland bowl. Now go around, and on my reckoning that was 2. 10-4 after 7 of 18 ends in the semi-final of the Hunter Bowls sponsor this event. Now that board now, I was reading 10-6. Well, I don't know what's gone on here, but the scoreboard says definitely 10-6 now to the Balmoral side. So recovery here from Royal Oak now after being down by dropping 6 shots on the very first end. A good bowl here from Andrew Wilson. Is going to run far enough? No, it's a metre lower the jack. And imperative that you can get that bolt right onto the jack. And as I say, the semi-final in the men's will be bringing you, or we'll be bringing you updates of the semi-finals as we're bringing the final, the men's final. We'll be bringing that as the 3rd game today. It's a bit of bowl from the Royal Oak lead from Andrew Wilson in jack level. And the semi-finals, which we will have here in the men's, they'll be starting at 11:30. The women's finals underway, and that's this Maimai Taroa of Grey Lynn up against Ian Fisher of the East Tamaki Club, Tio Tarua of the Bridge Park Club, and they'll be up against the Brian Chapman Howick side in the men's semi-finals here this morning. So Janine Young, it's got better weight now, comes in behind the jack, sits in just in behind it. That's the shot. The jack level bowl of Andrea Wilson's also a counting bowl. Linda Farley now on her backhand. So I think I'm right in saying we've got more than mother and 2 daughters in the Balmoral side, but I'm not going to say it is definitely because I got it wrong before. So, but definitely 2 to Royal Oak as we play the 8th end. Here is now Janine Young on her forehand. Drew the shot right in behind the jack with her first bowl. It's on a wider line. How fast is it going to come back? Needs to get cleanly under the bowl. Hasn't got the weight to get all the way down to the head, but was certainly on a good line to the head, to the jack. Linda Farley with her second. So Linda Farley all but drawing the shot there, just resting on the Janine Young bowl. And I heard Chelsea Suddenness saying just the one down as they change over. 10-6. 10-6 it is to Balmoral as we play end 8. And Rima Strickland, I'm sure, will endeavour to follow the Janine Young bowl. She's going to the backhand, following the bowl of Linda Farley's on that backhand, holding one shot. Needs to get under this bowl clean. There's a good attempt to get under it. It's got the weight though, and it's going to run by with weight. Just playing with that weight under the head. Just not going to hold up all the way to the jack. And of course, dipped away. And Chelsea, suddenness, certainly very, very good draw player. Well-performed player in Auckland. Just maybe on the on the wider side. Will it come back all the way? Certainly trying to. He's going to sit on sitting on the Linda Farley bowl in that row of 3. So you hear Janine Young giving the instructions to Rima Strickland to come around that front bowl, just on the draw, just drop around it. Sun pouring in here at the Remuera Club. There's a good attempt here from Rima Strickland. Needs to break now. Is going to. It's well played by Rima Strickland. Draws and sits just alongside the jack. Of course, there's a chance here, of course, for Chelsea to play down under the head on the backhand, but selecting to play the forehand on the draw. Thought might have played on the backhand with weight. So on the forehand is the Balmoral skip. Not, in fact, it's going to run into a front bowl. So they'll take them out. Definitely one. As we see that bowl of Rima Strickland's, that was definitely the shot. Until it was. That's the Royal Oak side that score again. After that very well drawn shot by Rima Strickland, the Royal Oak skip. You can see the sun making its way through here on the eastern side. And it is 10-8. So a great fight back here from the Royal Oak side. As we play the halfway mark in, we play the 9th end. So on the backhand is the lead, Andrea Wilson. And just going to go by it. Certainly had a good line. You see Rima Strickland just indicating how far over it was. Here's now Tessa Farley, who's been very consistent off the front for the Balmoral side. Has certainly got them away to a good start on most ends. So again, out on that wider side, has good weight. So here now is Tessa Farley with her second bowl on the halfway mark in on the 9th of 18. And this looks a pretty good bowl. How far is it going to run? Come into the jack, just slipped by, but more than likely they'd be shot. Sat inside the bowl of Andrea Wilson. Janine Young now will follow that backhand line. And it looks like it's 11-3, 11-3 to the Karen Hema skip side. Over the St Heliers skip side. I'm looking through the window down there. It's what it looks like. So nobody's got the shot on this end. And Linda Farley's got at least a metre and a half to draw the shot on the backhand. Is Farley. It's out just under the line of Janine Young's bowl. How's the weight? How far is this going to come back? Yeah, that's it. going to sit just lower the jack. That's definitely the shot. That'll be Janine Young can follow that bowl up safely. Just draw inside that jack low bowl and would have shot on the backhand. Is Janine Young. This bowl's on a good line. The Royal Oak number 2. It'll draw inside and will do show. Sit right in front of the jack. That's the shot. Well played by Janine Young. Linda Farley will follow that backhand line. Endeavouring to get another bowl on the head for her skip for Chelsea, but this is under the line. This bowl, this will disappear away quickly. It's Royal Oak holding the shot as the skips change over. I'm looking back through these winners of the women's triples here since 1999. There's some well-known names of Auckland Bowls appearing here. Players of the past. And no doubt it'll be the same in the men. It's Royal Oak holding the shot. And just going to go by more than likely. You count the bowler, Rima Strickland's in behind the jack. All of a sudden the pressure now. The pressure going on the Balmoral side. And the skip. Chelsea suddenness. On the backhand. And it's on. It's going to hold up on that line with that weight, trying to get down to the shot bowl. No, it's not. Just going to slide by Rima Strickland. Yeah, it would be quite happy to draw just inside that bowl of the Balmoral bowl that just came into the head. That put her in a good position and most likely would leave them laying 3 shots. So here is Strickland now. Certainly out on the wider side, on the safe side, right out there. Definitely one. The second shot might be a measure, but definitely the one. It's the bowler, Janine Young's just lower the jack. Two's to just saw Linda Farley then immediately indicate they're 2 down. I think we're going to see a change of hand and play down on the backhand with some weight. On its way is the Balmoral bowl, certainly playing with reaching weight, trying to get to the shot bowl, not going to do so. And I think we're all locked up at 10 apiece. And it's a great comeback from the Royal Oak side, who was certainly, after dropping a 6 on the very first end, and then a 1 and a 2, but they've come back with 3 consecutive 2s to now be all locked up at 10 apiece. So the Rima Strickland skip side starting to put some good ends together in this semi-final of the 100 Bowls Women's Auckland Bowls Champion Triples, coming to you from the Remuera Bowling Club. And my big thank you to Tamara and Mike, who are sitting alongside me here, who do all of the work, putting all these cameras in place, getting things in the right position. And the other semi-final is that between the Carlton Cornwall side, that's the Karen Hema skip side, up against the Catherine Bean skip side in St Heliers. And my last look was that it was the Carlton Cornwall side who had jumped out to a lead, but we will get that all confirmed very shortly. So another good opening bowl from Andrea Wilson, starting to find a line now, just in there behind the jack. Tessa Farley going to come up just like a metre short. So tell your friends, of course, they can go live to this live streaming. Let's go to the Auckland Bowls website, and that will give you the link, or go to Auckland Bowls Facebook page, and that will also just give you the link to come directly to this bowl by bowl coverage throughout the day. And of course next week we'll also be bringing you the Auckland Bowls Champion to Champion 4s. So just say here for the results and updates, go to the Auckland Bowls, www.aucklandbowls.co.nz, go to the homepage, scroll down to latest news, and you'll see the screenshot there. Please just do that, and that'll bring you right into that live action here at Remuera. So Janine Young, the number 2 for Royal Oak, holding the shot is the Royal Oak side. And this bowler Youngs needs to just get past this front bowl cleanly, is going to do so and finish just lower the jack. There'll certainly be 2, that's for sure. And the Royal Oak side got into their drawing game. They were struggling early on, but they just got into the consistency of their draw and put pressure on the Balmoral side as Linda Farley. This is on how far is this going to run by? Going to get down to the shot bowl, turn it through onto the jack. Does it? Rolls it in for shot. Well played by the Balmoral number 2. As I look outside, the people scurrying. There's a skit of shower. I'll call it a sun shower. Just comes through here at Remuera. So on the backhand is Janine Young. We'll be trying to get down to that shot bowl, sit inside it, get a touch on the jack, all to the advantage of the Royal Oak side. 1 down on the head at present. Looking closely at this one is Remus Strickland. Is it going to hold up long enough to get to the jack? No, it's not. Certainly had good weight to get that result. Another bowl on the head though for the Royal Oak combination. So here is Linda Farley. It's out on the wider side as the skips change over as we play in 10 of 18, and we're all locked up at 10 apiece. So it will be Remus Strickland to play first. So we just saw that scoreboard change. In fact, it is 10-9 to Balmoral. As we see, Chelsea Summers played a really good bowl here, sits just alongside the jack after Remus Strickland with her first bowl. Endeavoured to get the jack through the port with weight. I'm sure she'll play that shot again. Will the Royal Oak skip? Looks to be playing it with weight on the backhand. She's not. Got that away with a flick, trailing 10-9, and I think the flick's what did the damage there. I know Janine Young was looking for a bit of slide. If she had got a bit of a slide there, that would have been a wee bit fortuitous, really, because the bowler Remus Strickland's was never on line to the target area. Definitely it is the Balmoral side who are holding 2. And we'll, as we come to the end of N10, not quite going to run it out all the way, is it? No, it's not. And it is 2. And we'll just confirm everything on that scoreboard. We think we've got it. My apologies for that error. So Rima Strickland will change those numbers over. So 10 ends gone. Ten ends gone, and it is 12-9. 12-9 to the Balmoral side. And a good opening here. Tessa Farley's going to sit right in front of the jack. Superb opening bowl from the Balmoral lead. Here now is Andrea Wilson on her backhand. Good contingent of Royal Oak supporters sitting down behind the head there, supporting their side. Good response here from Andrea Wilson. How far is this going to run towards the jack? There's a good bowl going to come right in behind the jack. Sits there just centimetres behind the jack. That'll be shot. And it's one bowl over the head. That was the call from Chelsea to her lead, our sister Tessa. And this is going to hold up to the jack, is it? Or is it going to get a slide? Is it? Gets the jack, moves the jack, got the back of the jack, moves it through a few inches, sitting jack level. And one down. It is the Balmoral side, the jack level bowl. It is Balmoral who are holding the shot. So here's now Andrea Wilson on her backhand. It was very narrow. You could hear, I could also hear Rima Strickland, and when that was delivered, indicating that. So Chelsea saying to sister Linda, well, mother Linda, I think it's mother. It's one of the Farleys anyway. Certainly out on the wider side. How far will that come back? It's not going to come back all the way, but it's going to finish on the centre line that's behind the head, and they'll be more than happy with that bowl. Janine Young going to follow the bowl up, come under, drawing under the bowl of Tessa Farley's. Here's Janine Young on her forehand. How's that line coming? Needs to get past the front bowl. Needs to get front this bowl here and sit. Runs into the front bowl. More than likely, just more than likely lacked as well. Perhaps a couple of feet of weight. So Linda Farley will try again on her forehand. Just drew in behind the jack with her first. And this is on a good line, this bowl here of Farley's, just not going to quite run. So change of hand here for Janine Young, trying to play up to the bowl of Andrea Wilson to turn that into the head on the backhand side. You can see the Royal Oak people in their Royal Oak tops sitting there watching this semi-final, urging their club mates on. It's a good attempt here from Young. It's going to get all the way back. This is a wonderful attempt. And we'll draw the shot. The bowl falls over. And that shot, well played by the number 2 for Royal Oak.
I thought it was too heavy. And it just swung around.
So, skips change over as we play end 11. So Chelsea, suddenness, endeavouring to draw inside the jack level bowl. And just going to, it's the Tessa Farley bowl. It's going to be outside the bowl. So Rima Strickland will follow the counting bowl of Janine Youngs on that backhand side. And it's certainly gone out on, I'd say, the wide safe side. So here is Balmoral, Skip, Chelsea. Sutton is trying to get turned their own bowl over. Didn't turn it far enough though, I wouldn't think. Janine Young indicating we've still got the one. So Rima Strickland now on that safer backhand side as we come to the end 11 with one, the Royal Oak side holding one. This is on a good line, this bowler Strickland's. He just sit on the bowl and will do so. How far did it roll? It'll fall in. We'll just see. Looking at that second one, I'm going to measure the second. Definitely one has been taken out. Around with the measure is Janine Young to the jack level bowl, front bowl. One, I think, was the call. We'll just see that board change in but a moment. But it was definitely the Royal Oak that scored on that of the 11th end.
Yeah. You're like, we ought to.
So Andrea Wilson delivered the jack.
I really am trying my best. It's just you forget about it. I know you do.
So on the backhand is Andrea Wilson, the lead for Rima Strickland, the Royal Oak side. And for those theorists watching, well, you can't quite see now it's going to finish up with Rima Strickland. That bowl you can see out of the hand of Andrea Wilson delivered the bowl. That very, very nice hand out, the hand right out, so as that it'll get to the breaking point, and did so. Of course, for those who don't know, here we are at the Remuera Bowling Club. Another good attempt from Tessa Farley. The Remuera Club, of course, one of the historical legacy clubs in Auckland. Formed in 1895. It's been the headquarters for New Zealand Championships, for internationals, and certainly one of this magnificent building that sits out from where we're sitting now, that sits out to the right-hand side of us here. Magnificent old two-storey building, and there's 3 outdoor surface greens here. A very generous car park out behind, and of course the indoor complex, or the covered complex, which we have got here as Tessa Farley endeavouring just to try and draw past to the shot bowl. In fact, just got on to the Andrea Wilson bowl, tipped that over into the head, and would now count. So it is Royal Oak who are trailing 12-10 as we play end 11 of 18, and this bowl of Janine Young's over the head. That's a good bowl. It's a good meter and a bit over the head. That's where you want them. The jack moves. So Linda Farley now on her backhand. Just question that line. Gonna slip away under the head. So Janine Young with her second bowl. This is the 12th end of 18. Definitely holding a couple. This bowler Young's out is under the line, but may still count. It's got drawing weight. Just sit jack level with it. Just wants jack low, but it's still more than likely. Definitely two. So Linda Farley will be on her, I imagine, on her backhand. It is. Just got that flick at the point of delivery, and how far is that going to affect the weight of the bowl, because it was certainly on a good line, just falls outside the bowl. As they change over on end 12 of 18. Of course, in days gone by, the Remuera Club had a membership of well over 300 and had a waiting list, of course, to get into. And it's fantastic location just down the road, of course, from Remuera shops, but so handy to the motorway. Just a couple of blocks away is the Southern Motorway and Northern Motorway. So here is Emma Strickland playing her first bowl. Urging it on is Janine Young, turns the bowl over right onto the jack. Bit of pressure going on the Balmoral side here for Chelsea Suddenness, and she'll play that backhand, follow the Strickland bowl. She doesn't, once the bowl work at the finish, doesn't got on that wider side. How far is this coming back? This is a good attempt, but the weight's going to more than likely prevent it getting all the way. It was certainly on a good line, but left herself a metre short. So here is on the backhand is Rima Strickland, the Royal Oak skip, endeavouring to add to the head. Janine Young urging it on, but will it come back far enough to count? Well, we can't quite see it present, but it's definitely the Royal Oak side that are holding. I've got the bowls on the head. So here is Chelsea Suddenness. Now on her backhand. It's got the bowl out on a better arc. How's this going to come through the porters and get through to the jack? This is a good attempt here from the Balmoral player. Magnificent bowl. Possibly three down there with the Balmoral combination. And Chelsea Suddenness, the skip, just played with controlled weight. Sat on the shot bowl, rested on the jack, scoring a 1, taking the Balmoral side now to a 13-10 lead. That was at least a 4-shot turnaround from that well played 13. Well, 13-11. Very challenging with the scoreboard here. A good opening bowl here from Tessa Farley. Is just drifts down towards the jack. It's going to sit lower the jack. Got a very good starting bowl. And there for Andrea Wilson, who's got really started to get some consistency in her game on the backhand. On this, the 12th of 18 ends. And certainly got that on the inner arc, not the outer arc. Rima Strickland urging it on. Not a good metre short. And Tessa Farley with her second bowl. Got the bowl again, out on a good arc. Just how's the weight going to be all the way to the jack? They've been urged on by Chelsea. Is it going to get all the way down? Will sit just inside her own bowl. Looks like we've seen a change of hand from Andrea Wilson to the forehand. We are. And the big thing here for Wilson is not to finish short and clog up both hands. She's not going to do so. So good line. There's a good looking bowl coming here from Wilson, getting down towards the jack and draws a front toucher.
It's going to be much easier this hand. I don't mind if you're preaching. Coming this hand though, I think it'll be pretty hard that hand. You've got it.
Great change of hands there from Andrew Wilson, the lead for Royal Oak. And drew a front toucher. Linda Farley having to follow that. And that looks on a fairly good line as well. This bowl's coming towards the jack in the head. This is a good response from the Balmoral side. Going to just fall a bowl short. See here, Rima Strickland saying anything behind the head is good. So here is Janine Young, the number 2 for Royal Oak. Brought a line in, but hasn't got weight to do any damage. Sun streaming down here. Well, not that it affects the games that we're covering because they're inside, but certainly looking out in front of us here, very sunny conditions here at Remuera. We'll see now whether Janine Young with her second bowl holding the shot is Royal Oak that's going past with a bit of speed. And that to me looks as though it might disappear right to the ditch, and did so. So 13-11 after 12 ends in this semi-final. And in the other semi-final, that between Karen Hema of Carlton Cornwall with Lisa Bordeaux and Linda Ralph up against the St Heliers combination of Catherine Bean, Sue Curran and Paula Kempthorne. We'll endeavour to get you a score shortly. I'll get someone to get it, confirm it for me rather than trying to guess through looking through the windows here. So Chelsea, Balmoral skip on the mat on her forehand. Definitely one down. This is out on that wider side. I'm not sure how far. No, it won't come back. Going past the head now. Here's a chance for Rima Strickland to draw another counter. So here is Rima Strickland on her forehand. Just how far is this now? Working all the way back. This is a good attempt. Going to go by though, but not by much. Only a couple of feet behind the head. So at the moment it's the second bowl of Andrea Wilson, which is the shot bowl. On end 13 of 18 in this Auckland Bowls Champion Women's Triples, sponsored of course by Hunter Bowls. Thanks to Hunter Bowls for their support to Auckland Bowls. So playing his second and last bowl. On this the 13th, really looking for the jack, but is under the line to the jack and won't get anything. So you see Janine Young there, the 2 for the Royal Oak side, just placing her foot there at jack level on that forehand side for Rima Strickland. And I think this has brought the line in and has done. It's way under the line. It'll be a 1 to the Royal Oak side. And I'll wait till they'll change the board, then I'll know that it is right. So, and it is a 1, 13 ends gone. And it is 13-12. The Balmoral side of Tessa Farley, Linda Farley, and Chelsea Southerners lead the Royal Oak side of Andrea Wilson, Janine Young, and Rima Strickland as we play in 14. So Andrea Wilson with her first bowl. Just coming up low of the jack. And I can tell you there's 11 ends gone in the other semi-final. Tessa Farley is also going to be under the line and low of weight. So Andrea Wilson just wanted to get a metre of it on her last bowl on the backhand. Certainly out on that wider side, but how much weight? No, hasn't got anywhere near enough weight to come back to the centre line. Plenty of room here though for Tessa Farley to draw a shot. Good metre. Needs to come past this front bowl. Is going to do so. And is in behind the head. That's another handy bowl from the Balmoral lead. Now Janine Young will follow that on her backhand. Definitely couple down on the head. Needs to be under that short bowl and have the weight to get all the way down to where the jack is going to get in. Need to get in front of that bowl of Tessa Farley's. In fact, fell out. So Linda Farley trying to add to the count. Get another bowl on the head, certainly. That's out on the wider side. And you would have heard the call there, but had lovely green, it certainly did, but really missing that metre of weight. So Janine Young now with her second bowl. On end 13 of 18 on her backhand. That's out on that wider side. Now how far is this going to work back? Certainly is a great attempt from the Royal Oak. Number 2 needs to fall. Half fell out, not in. So Linda Farley now on her backhand. Just difficult to get that natural draw with those short bowls. This falls in front. It could count. No, it could count actually. Sat on the in between the Janine Young bowl and the Tessa Farley bowl, and more than likely it would be 3 shots to the Balmoral side. That was indication as though it changing over. So pressure on here to Rima Strickland, the Royal Oak skip.
There's too many of them down there, so I'll bring my drink over here. Is it yours or mine? Mine. Yours. Oh,
So here's Rima Strickland, definitely down on the head. And out on that wider side, how far is this going to come back? Janine Young trying to encourage it to come all the way back. And was on a great line to come back. Just missed half a metre of weight. So here is Chelsea. And this is on it. This gets past the Rima Strickland bowl. It will count. Is it going to get past it? Only needs one roll. Won't do so. Fell over. Very hard hit now to play there with those front poles. Lower the jack. And just checking to see what the story is on the head. One down is the thought from Janine Young. So the low bolt, the Janine Young is saying the bowl lower the jack is shot. So here is Rima Strickland, a very hard shot to play with. How those front bowls are located to get back to the jack. Janine Young's urging the bowl on, needs to get around these with a metre of running. And it's a great attempt. And Linda gets shot. Well played from the Royal Oak skip. Really sent the bowl out on that very wide arc. So Chelsea trying to draw inside that. In fact, is going to just run into the very first bowl of the Andrea Wilson short bowl. Out comes the measure, and there's the one taken out. That's the bowl, that bowl of Rima Strickland. That was a great bowl from the Royal Oak skip. Definitely one, measuring for two. And again, it's the Rima Strickland bowl that they're measuring. So it was the two bowls of Rima Strickland that made all the difference. And I'll check the board again, but I'm sure after 14 ends, we have got a new leader. And Royal Oak have hit the front. There it is, 14 ends gone, and Rima Strickland turning everything over, and well, and it is 14. No, I'm not sure. So here is Andrea Wilson with her first bowl. Pretty good opening bowl, but it's going to be a metre short as indicated by Rima Strickland. Try and get to that scoreboard in a moment to see whether it is 13 all or 14-13. Just, I certainly haven't been very decisive in letting us know who's got what. But a good opening bowl here from Tessa Farley, just sitting lower the jack. So on the backhand. Change the hand to the... And get an applause from the skip, Rima Strickland, but still going to be short of the head. So here's Tessa with her second bowl. So 2 down is the Royal Oak combination. So here's Janine Young endeavouring to draw the shot on her forehand. Just going to depend on the weight. Had a good line to draw the shot. Going to lack though a metre of weight, and it is. And it is the two shots you can see there, the Tessa Farley bowls. That are the two shots. And Linda Farley going to play on her favoured backhand. And good attempt here from Farley, going to go by. It's over the head and handy. It's over the head and handy. So it's imperative here. Janine Young, if not draws the shot, at least gets second shot to give Rima Strickland something to play at. Strickland's own run as it needs a bit of luck, and got the bowl on the slide, got nothing. So we'll now get the scoreboard. We'll be able to see this scoreboard. But a moment as we play in 14 all. And here it is, 13 apiece. My apologies. Just been quite difficult to try and get confirmation from the rink of who's holding the shots, etc. So, Rima Strickland on the mat. Going to her backhand is playing on that forehand to try and get past the blue bowl, which is the shot bowl. It's a great attempt. Pushes it under the head. That, in fact, could be worse now because those are the two bowls sitting in behind the head of Linda Farley's. How far the jack got moved, I'm not sure whether it put that into a counting position or not, but to be fair to Rima Strickland, when they changed over, she had really nothing to play to. And Chelsea's going to get that Janine Young bowl. Threat is, yeah, it is 3, maybe 4. It was the very quick call there from Janine Young. So this is a big bowl here from Rima Strickland. This is sort of, well, I'm not going to say the winning and losing of the match, but it's certainly the outcome of this bowl is going to have a big bearing upon the outcome because we're all locked up 13 apiece after 14 of 18, and it is 3, definitely 3 to the Balmoral side, and a measure for the fourth as Strickland needs to get through the port here to get to the shot bowl or turn this one clean into the head. Quite fortuitous and more than likely cut that back to 1. Ran into her first bowl and turned it over and more than likely reduced the count to 1. So here's Farley. How far is this going to run? It's going to run by. And indication is it was just the 1.
Okay, go to the toilet. Okay.
And I won't say anything until I actually see that scoreboard change, and now there it is, 14-13, 14-13. It is Balmoral who are leading in this semi-final as we completed 14 of the 18 ends. So Tessa Farley just coming up low of the jack. These are the ends now where the leads Tessa Farley and Andrea Wilson. They make such a big bearing on the backhand is Wilson. Looks on a good line. How far is it going to run as it comes towards the jack? Gets the jack, moves the jack cleanly, right in the middle, sits in front of it. Very good. First bowl there from Andrea Wilson on the end, 15 of 18. And this is a good response from Tessa Farley, trying to get down to the shot. Bowl turns it over, and it'll still be one shot.
Andrews is level, so you're drawing this hand.
And I can confirm that in the other semi-final, it's the Karen Hema, Alicia Rideau, Linda Ralph combination up against Catherine Bean, Sue Curran, Paula Kempthorne and St Heliers. It is the Carlton Cornwall side leading 15 shots to 5. 15-5. It is the Carlton side who are leading. As we see this bowl of Linda Farley's breaking towards the head, trying to get the weight to get all the way up to the shot bowl. The Royal Oak shot bowl just sitting low of the jack. Now we'll have Janine Young, who will no doubt follow on that backhand side, with Balmoral leading 14 shots to 13. And of course, after this, we will have the men's quarter-final or semi-final. And we'll bring you updates of those two semi-finals when they get underway. And of course, on the completion of that semi-final, we'll be bringing you the last game of the day, which will be at the men's Hunter Bowls Champion of Champion Triples final. So on the backhand is Linda Farley, with Royal Oak holding shot, trailing 13-14. Good attempt there, you heard them there as well. Good attempt from Linda Farley, only a couple of rolls away from drawing the shot. Janine Young, get another bowl on the head. Well, if it comes past the bowl, it does, behind the head, it's not all bad. So the skips change over. And of course the winners of these events today will go forward to the New Zealand Champion and Champion playoffs. Of course the triples will be played at the 9 Bowling Club on the 15th and 17th of July. And Bowls New Zealand and Tamara and myself will be bringing you the action from right around the country from the 1st of July. Where we've got the singles and champion singles in Hastings. The following week we've got the champion pairs in Dunedin. Then we're at the 9 Bowling Club for the triples, and then back to Hastings on the 22-24 July. We'll be bringing you the live action of the fours. There's a good attempt here from, just going to go by. So, Rima Strickland now. Certainly out on that wider side, but not far away from where it needs to be. The draw shot holding one is the Royal Oak side. Farley, so Soundness close with the first bowl. Might set the bowl here, may set the bowl, does so. Just slid under the head and sat on top of the bowl. It was well played from the Balmoral skip. And certainly that's it. She's played a couple of big shots in this semi-final where has turned heads around from when they were down on the head and turned them into scoring positions. I thought we might have seen Rima Strickland trying to play down with weight to try and get to the jack. They've certainly got the back deepest bowls on the rink, have the Royal Oak side. Hasn't got the weight to get that result though. May sit on the shot bowls, going to duck too quick. Yes, it will. Sits on the shot bowl itself. May have cut it to one, not sure. We'll see in about a moment, but it was definitely Balmoral that scored. It was either one or two on that. See the board now. Rima Strickland changing the board over. Jack's been delivered, and it was just the one. Just the one. So it is 15-13 after 16 ends as we watch Tessa Farley delivering on her backhand. And as we just said to you, in the other semi-final, it is the Karen Hema skip Carlton Cornwall side who are leading the Catherine Bean St Heliers skip side in the other semi-final. So here's Andrea Wilson with her first bowl. She was encouraging this bowl back to the centre line, trying to get that bowl back to the centre line. Will come to the centre line, sits in behind the number. It's going to stay up, yes it will, over the head. That's fine. And Tessa Farley going to go by. That'll be the shot. Yes, it will. So can now Andrea Wilson just improve on her weight by about a metre. It's on a good line. There's the Balmoral. So the Royal Oak leads are going to go too far. No, it won't. That's the shot. Will fall in. It's a metre behind that shot. So Linda Farley, her favoured backhand, needs to get front, just under this front bowl. Is going to do so. And draws just lower the jack. That's the shot. So Janine Young. Down on the head. Looks as though going to endeavour to draw on the backhand. It's the Royal Oak number 2. How far she brought that line in? Definitely under the line. Look, out of the hand. Certainly looked under the line and was. So Linda Farley now, something distracted her. People moving around behind the head. So here is Farley. And gets past this bowl here again. It's going to be close to drawing another shot. No, runs into the bowl of Tessa Farley. Was on a good line, right to the centre line. Has opened that line up now, though, for Janine Young to draw through that port. Draws through the port on the back end. Would have shot. So, on the backhand is Janine Young. This looks a good bowl. This one of Young's going to get to the jack. Is it? Yes, it does. Gets right into the centre. The jack just moves it around the corner, away from the away from the county bowls. That's the shot. Well played from the Royal Oak number 2, the second bowl. (15-13), 15-13, and we have played 16 of 18, so Rima Strickland would certainly like to score on this end, 1 or 2 to go into that last end, and one behind or all locked up. So on the back end is Chelsea Suddeness. It's out well outside that bowl of Tessa Farley's, and more than likely just had a wee bit too much. Well, not a metre of weight went by. Rima Strickland play on her backhand. Definitely holding one shot. And this is a different line to the Chelsea Suddenness bowl, but how's the weight? Needs another good metre of running. Not going to do so. She'll be disappointed with that. It's also just made that line a wee bit more challenging on that backhand side. So you just heard Tessa Farley say nothing adventurous, because if we juggle things around too much, we could get ourselves in a bit of trouble here. So one down's not bad. It's a slide, and this, I think you'll see that Janine Young here having to change her hands for her Rima Strickland to try and get past those front bowls. So here is Strickland now on her forehand, having to get past these front bowls. Out in front of the head, metre in front. It's going to get all the way back. No, it won't. Well, may do. It's jack level, taking out the shot bowl. Just the one. He clearly heard the one. So 14, 15. So it's the Balmoral side leading the semi-final by 15 shots to 14 over the Royal Oak side as we go to the last end. And as was indicated a few moments ago, it's Karen Hema of Carlton Cornwall up against Catherine Venus and Halliers, and it was the Linda Ralph side, the Karen Hema side, Linda Ralph leading in that side with Lisa Bordeaux. They are leading. So, yeah, here it is for the Royal Oak side. On a big bowl here from the start from her lead, Andrea Wilson on the backhand. And the rest, they have changed the length as well on this end. It's going to be short. So that Royal Oak contingent sitting right down there and behind the rink, watching every bowl of their women's triple side. Definitely wider here is Tessa Farley. Just push the bolt out on that wider side. So here's the chance now for Andrea Wilson to improve on her first by a metre. And will do so. It's going to come right under the line, head weight, and it's going to drift by. So really, you're disappointed with those two bowls. They not really putting a lot of pressure on the Balmoral side. Tessa Farley has got a metre to draw the shot. He's going to draw the shot here. Comes in behind the jack. How far is it going to run? It'll be the shot, I would say, looking from where we are. So Janine Young now on this last end on her backhand. How far is this going to hold up under the line? Definitely under the line. Needs to have jack level weight to hold up. Not going to do so. Just steered the bolt under the line. Linda Farley now on her backhand. It's going to come low, the jack. Oh, it's right in that draw line for Janine Young. You have to change your hand. And Janine Young now, this is the last end, going to her forehand, the semi-final of the Auckland Women's Champions triples on its way on the forehand. Certainly got the bowl out on a very nice, on a good arc. How far is the weight going to bring it? This should be shot. This should be the shot itself, and coming down towards the centre line and finishes just lower the jack. That'll certainly be the shot. Chelsea Suddenness saying to Linda on the backhand, just try and draw down here on the backhand, beat that last bowl on its way on the backhand. Looks as though out of the hand, it looked under the line and is going to do so. So the skips change over on this last end. Rima Strickland will certainly be trying to draw another one here to put the pressure on Chelsea Suddenness. She want to draw that second counter with her first bowl. Here it is on the forehand. Just trying to draw up to the Janine Young bowl. How's the weight? Is it coming down towards the head now? Will sit on the bowler. Yeah, that's the shot. Another shot. That's definitely two. It's definitely two shots to the Royal Oak side. Remembering it's 15-14 to the Chelsea Suddenness skip side. Chelsea now on the mat, two down on the head, on her forehand. Remember, trying to draw down to those counting bowls. Just question how far is this going to run under the line. It's under the line and lacked a yard of weight. So Janine Young just indicating to Rima Strickland, if you can draw a metre behind, it'll still count and give us a bit of cover, because the only shot on for Chelsea Suddenness is the draw, and out wider here is Rima Strickland. How far is this going to come back? And watching as Janine Young is going to sort of come back and mix in amongst the back bowls, or it's all up now too. Balmoral lead, a skip on the mat, on the forehand, two down, leading 15-14, on its way. Has it got better weight? Is it going to come back? Has it got better weight? Has it got better weight? Yes, it. Well, don't know. It's certainly had good weight. There's one come out, so we've got an extra end regardless here. Is it two? Out comes the measure. Certainly was clearly two until that last bowl of Chelsea Suddenness was played. So there, measured to the clear Suddenness bowl at the jack level bowl. See Janine Young there measuring it. Now come around to the Rima Strickland bowl, lower the jack, which was definitely a counter prior to this. And it was two. It was two to the Royal Oak side to take them to give them the win. Well, that was an amazing comeback from the Royal Oak combination, really, to win that game by 16 shots to 15, because they dropped a 6 on the very first end of this semi-final. And I think, looking at my board here, although the score got a bit mucked up throughout the game, I think the only time that the Royal Oak combination of Andrea Wilson, Janine Young and Rima Strickland, the only time they were in front was when they measured that last end to give the Royal Oak combination the 2, and that 2 shots took them to a 16-15 lead over the Balmoral combination of Tessa Farley, Linda Farley and Chelsea Suddenness. So the Rima Strickland side, they're through to the final here of the Auckland Bowls Women's Champion and Champion Triples, and they'll play the winner of the Karen Hema Catherine Bean game. And when we last got an update from that, it was Karen Hema, Lisa Bordeaux and Linda Ralph who were leading the St Heliers side. Catherine Bean, Sue Curran and Paula Kempthorne. So this is Kevin Hicken, Tamara and Mike, and we'll be back with you shortly for the final of the women's triples here at Remuera.